Interesting.
Human eye tends to see it as white and maybe a little bit of red or a little bit of green. It's the camera that sees the color that way.
Huh.
So the thing that you get used to it when you're on a Northern Lights hunt is if you have even just your cell phone, if you take a picture of the sky and you're trying to figure out if it's clouds you're looking at or the aurora, you take a quick shot, and if it's green, that's the aurora borealis, and if it's white, you're looking at clouds.
Wow. How bizarre.
When we first got to this beach, we were on this tour, and so there was a guide who was, she said, "Look over there, that's it." And we said, "How do you know that's it?" She said, "That's the Atlantic over there. There's nothing creating light between here and Scotland. And you can't see any light from Scotland from here. So if you're looking in a part of the sky where there should be no light source, if there's white light up in the sky, that's the aurora."
Interesting.
Well, I have to report that we are live on Facebook without any sort of technical issue, which has been my doom for the past few weeks. I see the Elder family is on, at least a couple of them. Yeah, happy birthday, Kate.
Handed, right?
I don't know if that was Kate's hand or not, but I'm wishing her a happy birthday. Yes.
Happy birthday, Kate.
And everybody else. Well, we shall get started. If there's no issue on Facebook, I'm not going to tempt the heavens and say that there will eventually be one. And it's good to see everybody. I feel like it's been a while. We had this extra week in here, so I got an extra week off before doing another service because of Christmas and then the holidays and New Year's and whatnot. And so it's good to see. It's good to be back. I hope everybody's New Year's went well. Rachel, my wife, and I had a fun time. We cooked. We went to Jungle Gyms and bought 8 different courses that we could enjoy over like 6 hours from like 6 p.m. till midnight, and then we went to sleep about 12:04. So happy New Year, everybody! If it's the first time that I get to see you, wishing everybody a happy and joyous 2021. And Shabbat Shalom. We shall get started here.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
See if this works.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. So we're off on the Mishkan Tefillah for youth. And today I took out the Shabbat evening white version as opposed to the colored version, the blue version that we had in the past. I don't know, it has different pictures. I think that's always the fun part about being a part of the youth service is you get to see the different pictures of everything. So it's good to have some fun here. I'm just going to change my view around a little bit so I can see everybody's faces while on screen. There we go. All right. We shall join together with the words of Hine Matov to begin. Hine Matov
Manai.
Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Manai. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov U'Manayim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. How great it is to be together on Shabbat on this warmish and nice night outside, at least under my sky right here on my street. I don't know. I know Stu has a nice sky above him as well. So how nice it is to be together on this Shabbat. Adonai, you abide through all things change. We are anxious and fearful, and we turn our hearts to you, looking to you and leaning on your strength. It is written, blessed is the one whose strength is in you, God. Bless us now with faith and courage, and help us to feel that you are with us, steadying and sustaining us with assurance that we are loved. Be with us and bring us hope that in the days to come our aspirations may be fulfilled, for our good and good of those whom we depend upon and depend upon us. Banish our fears with the same sense that you are always present to uphold and sustain us. As it is written, have no fear, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, I will uphold you with the power of my righteousness. Which we said together, amen. We turn to the lighting of the Shabbat candles. If you have Shabbat candles, I invite you to bring the light of them forward. Mine are over here. Find my match here. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. Blessed are you, God, ruler of the universe, who hallows us and commands us to kindle the lights of the Shabbat. Shabbat shalom, everybody. May it be a Shabbat of peace. We'll turn to the words of the Baruch Hu of our call to worship, and I invite you, if you would like and if you are able, to rise at this time. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayers? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. Le'olam va'ed. Le'olam va'ed. Yadadai-dai-dai, 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 yadadai-dai-dai. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayers? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? You may be seated. You are standing. If you're standing, I invite you to be seated if you would like, or to remain standing. You're in your own houses, so totally what you want to do. I think we did this a number of months ago, maybe in September. Or Ahavat Olam, the prayer that normally comes, one of the prayers that normally come in between the Baruch Hu and the Shema, is a prayer about God's love for his people Israel and God's love for the Torah and the Torah which was bestowed upon us. So this little ditty is a fun one that is often used in preschools and kindergartens around the country. It doesn't take much to learn if you don't know it. So listen to it once and then join with me on the second one. Little Torah, let me hold you tight. Teach me stories, hero stories. Teach me what is right. That's it. Little Torah, let me hold you tight. Teach me stories, hero stories. Teach me what is right. Two more times. Little Torah, let me hold you tight. Teach me stories, hero stories. Teach me what is right. I can see if your lips are moving. Little Torah, let me hold you tight. Teach me stories, hero stories. Teach me what is right. I'll spare you all of the different voices and the speeds and the pitches that you can do with it. But next time we bring this together, I will call out to make sure that you unmute yourselves if I don't see your lips moving. So I'm just giving you fair warning, 4 weeks notice, that if you don't sing with me next time, I'm going to call you out like in grade school to answer the question. We are loved by an unending love. We are embraced by arms that find us even when we are hidden from ourselves. We are touched by fingers that soothe us even when we are too proud for soothing. We are counseled by voices that guide us even when we are too embittered to hear. We are loved by an unending love. We are supported by hands that uplift us even in the midst of a fall. We are urged on by eyes that meet us even when we are too weak for meeting. We are loved by an unending love, embraced, touched, soothed, and counseled. Ours are the arms, the fingers, the voices. Ours are the hands, the eyes, the smiles. We are loved by an unending love. We join together in the words of the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kivod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'kol levavcha v'kol nafshecha u'v'chol me'otecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anoki mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta b'ham B'shivtecha b'beitecha u'v'lechtecha b'derech u'shofecha u'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu l'totafot bein einecha u'chtavtam al mizvot beitecha u'b'sharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim le'Elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher Hotzeiti Etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, Li'odachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem Emet. We join together with the words of the Micha Mocha, the words of freedom, of joyous exaltation as we go across the sea. I have to say, my favorite time I was at camp, just share this, it just popped into my head and I felt, you know what, I'm alone in my house right now, nobody's stopping me, I can't hear anybody, so I'm just going to tell the story anyways. I have to say, my favorite time during the Micha Mocha, I was at camp once, and we had all of the kids come to services in their bathing suits. And during the time of the Micha Mocha, we broke out all of the super soaker guns and the water balloons, and it was like crossing the sea for real. So if you're interested in that during the summer sometime, I can we can arrange that at Temple Beth Or, that we can have a water party during the Micha Mocha, and you can really experience what it was like to go through the Red Sea. We sing together. Michamocha ba'elim Adonai, Michamocha neheta b'kodesh, Noratehi lo Joseph ele, Noratehi lo Joseph ele. Malchutecha ra'uvanecha, Okeyayam lifnei Moshe Miriam, Ze'elianu ve'amru, Ze'elianu ve'amru. Adonai lo le'olam ba'ed, Adonai lo le'olam ba'ed. Yai da 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 ya da 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 da. I got a question from the peanut gallery, and before we go on, I don't know if I've explained this before, but if you're wondering what this is in my background, that is about 200 spoons from around the world. I collect spoons, so the question from the peanut gallery is answered now. What is the large thing behind me? I have another 100 over on this side of the wall that you can't see, but one day maybe I'll share them with you. We read together the words of Hashkivenu. Adonai, our God, give us a place to rest. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your presence. For with you we find true protection and safety, and in your presence we accept gentle love. Watch over us when we go out and prepare for us as we return home. Spread your shelter of peace over us, over all love, over Jerusalem, and over yours. We turn now to the words of the Tefillah, of our standing prayer, of our Amidah. I invite you to rise if you would like, and if you are able at this time, as we join together in the words of Adonai Sifatai. Adonai Sifatai Tivtah. Ufi agi tehivatecha. Eternal God, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Hasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot U'Mevi Geula Lifnei B'neihem Leman Shemo Ve'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magin Baruch atah Adonai Magin Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah Atagi for Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh Kol Tzarav Le'Oshia, Mekalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayeh Hakol Berachamim Rabim, Somach Noflim V'Rofech Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umkayem Emunato, Lishanei Afar, Michamocha Bal Gevurot, Umidom Melech, Melech Memid Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Ataleh HaHayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. Atah Kadosh, Shemcha Kadosh, U'Kadoshim B'chol Yom Ya'alucha Selah. Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated. Words of Modim, of thanksgiving. We acknowledge with thanks that you are Adonai, our God, and the God of our ancestors forever. You are the rock of our lives and the shield of our salvation in every age. Let us thank you and praise you for our lives which are in your hand and for our souls which are in your care, for your miracles that we experience day and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of day, morning, noon, and night. O good one, whose mercies never end, O compassionate one, whose kindness never fails, we forever put our hope in you. For all these things, O sovereign, let your name be forever praised and blessed. God, our Redeemer and Helper, let all who live affirm you and praise your name in truth. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot. Blessed are you, Adonai. Your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. We join together in the words of Shalom Rav. Shalom, excuse me. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha. Tasim leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. At this time, our hearts turn to those who are in need of a special blessing for healing, whether it is blessing of the soul or of the body, of the spirit. If you're thinking of somebody at this time, I invite you to share their name, mute yourself, or type it in the chat, or share with it on Facebook as we turn to the words of Misha Berach, please.
Raleigh Lay, David, and Zingela.
Uh,
Stan Aram and Sheridan Kavanaugh.
Abby Gilbert.
Jerry,
My sister Sarah and my brother Rob.
Jerry Friedman and Rick Kimball.
To all those names, we add the names of those whom are in our hearts and those who have been shared on Facebook and chat. Mike Irwin and the Irwin family, along with the Gilbert Nelson family. We turn now to the words of Misha Berach. Misha Berach Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzhak, veYaakov. Misha Berach Imotenu, Sarah Rivka, Leah, Berachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May the pain and loneliness we're feeling be diminished by the power of your love. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer. Hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. May healing find all those in need. We turn now to the words of our Shabbat story, Cherry Bim and Cherry Bomb. I'll invite you to stare at the picture for another 10 seconds before I turn off screen sharing so that we can all see each other's faces. And I will invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the Shabbat story, which I think it's a funny one. I think it's a cute one. Years ago, in a very unique village, there were two, count them, two major families, the cherry beam and the cherry bomb. And they were enemies. They fought about everything. They fought about the land. They fought about the water. They fought about the cows and the chickens and the horses. They fought over air. They were basically the most stubborn that you could really ever get. The cherry beam and the cherry bomb didn't really like to talk to each other. They in fact, didn't really like to look at each other. Whether they were in the synagogue or in the village square, in meetings, they would just sit at each other, staring and glaring and shouting and screaming, and there was no end. The feud, it kept going on forever and ever. At this point, it could have even been centuries. They didn't even remember why they were mad at each other.
Like the Hatfield and the McCoys.
But what started it? What really had started and provoked the first cherry beam to scorn the first cherry bomb? So comes along Rabbi Kibbutz. Rabbi Kibbutz was the oldest and the wisest of the leaders, and she was so tired of it. She was so tired of the malice and the hatred and the tension and the fighting. So she decided that she was going to solve the problem. The cherry beam and the cherry bomb needed to come together, said Rabbi Kibbutz, to work out their differences. They were the farmers and they worked the land and they were neighbors and they were living close, yet nothing could bring them together. So what happened in those long days many years ago is that after every single long rain, every big rain, everybody in the village would go out into the woods, because what happens in the woods after a long rain? Well, you could pick the mushrooms. Brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers, aunts, uncles, grandmothers, cousins, distant people, people whom you only had seen at your great uncle Sally's wedding 25 years ago, they would come out after the great rains and they would join together to pick all of the mushrooms. They would bring empty baskets and they would hunt for wild treasures. Little ones, they'd find lots of different funguses, they'd find lots of different types of mushrooms, and the older ones would teach the smaller ones which ones were good and which ones were bad and which ones poisonous. Can't have those. But during this rainstorm, Rabbi Kibbutz sent a note to the cherry beam and asked them to join her for lunch in the forest after the rain. She sent also a note to the cherry bomb, though, asking them to join for lunch in the same place, not ever telling anybody that she had done it. So early in the morning after the rain finished, the rabbi pulled on her boots and put a basket over her arm and marched out into the forest, and she knew she would finally be able to reunite the families. After all, it was her plan that the cherry bim and the cherry bomb, they wouldn't even remember why they were mad at each other. But unfortunately, Rabbi Kibbutz forgot her glasses. And she was having a bit of a hard time really being able to see where everybody was going. So soon she came upon a group of people in the forest and she asked them, "Cherry bim?" And they responded, shaking their heads, "No, cherry bomb." They answered. Sighing, the rabbi continued her search and went off to maybe change her tactics. She would meet with a cherry bomb first. So she came across another group of people and she said, "Cherry bomb?" And they shrugged and they said, "No, cherry bim." The rabbi muttered, wandering off away, "Cherry bim, cherry bomb, cherry bim, cherry bomb." And another group of people she came across, and she asked Cherry Bomb, and they answered Cherry Bim, and the next group was Cherry Bim and Cherry Bomb. And the rabbi was getting so frustrated. Aye, Cherry Bim Bomb, Bim Bomb, Bim Bomb. Aye, Cherry Bim Bomb, Bim Bomb, Bim Bomb. Back and forth the rabbi went through the forest. She asked Cherry Bim, they told him Cherry Bomb, Cherry Bim, Cherry Bomb. And the Cherry Bim and the Cherry Bomb were stubborn. They loved a good argument. Neither group admitted to liking to be wrong. So maybe the rabbi thought maybe they were playing tricks on her. Just being stubborn. Bim, the rabbi shouted. Bob, they answered. Bob, the rabbi screamed. Bim, came off the chorus. Bim bom, bim bom, bim bom. She began to spin about and asked another group, Bomb, and they said Bim, and then Bomb and Bim, impossible, Bim bom, bim bom, bim bom. And the rabbi was running and twirling, almost dancing. Aye, Cherry Bim bom, bim bom, bim bom. Her hair was everywhere. Her coat was flying open. Aye, Cherry Bim bom, bim bom, bim bom. Well, the Cherry Bim and the Cherry Bomb just started laughing, frankly. They couldn't help themselves. The rabbi, this wise lady, was acting like a chicken with her head cut off, like a frog trying to escape a pack of curious children. And all the time she was muttering to herself, Cherry Bim Bom, Bim Bom, Bim Bom. And they laughed and they grinned and they smiled and they listened. And suddenly they looked up. They looked up and across the forest and they saw something that they had never been before, they'd never seen before. They saw each other, smiling and laughing and grinning. And they looked at each other and they realized that they all wore the same kind of clothes, that they all had the same hats, the same shoes, that they all had baskets of mushrooms ready for their picnic. So the Cherry Bim and the Cherry Bomb came together in the middle of the forest and shook hands. They kissed cheeks and they hugged, and of course, they had lunch. When they were done, they lifted their poor, confused rabbi up on their shoulders because she was too dizzy to walk still. And together they carried her back to the village singing, Aye, Cherry Bim Bom, Bim Bom, Bim Bom. Aye, Cherry Bim Bom, Bim Bom, Bim Bom. And from that day on, they were no longer known as Cherry Bim or Cherry Bomb, but as Cherry Bim Bom, Bim Bom, Bim Bom. And so goes the story of how we came across Bim Bom. Shabbat Shalom. Well, I hope you enjoyed that story. It's a long, campy one. And why don't we finish it off with a little song of Bim Bom Shabbat Shalom. Bim bom, bim 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 bom, bim 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 bom, berry 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 bim bom, bim 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 bom, bim 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 bom. Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I hope that this week ahead is a week of fun and joy and laughter and good week. Allow us to join together with the words, with our closing words of Aleinu, as soon as I can share them. There you go. I invite you to rise if you would like. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teikru l'yotzer breshit, shelo asanu kilei haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot adama. Shelo samchalkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kefol hamonam. V'nachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, Lifnei Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'ne'emar, v'hayeh Adonai, למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו echad. I invite you to be seated at this time. We turn now to those who have passed away, those who are no longer with us. Yesh kochavim, there are stars up above, so far away that we only see their light long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with the people that we love. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways which we remember. On this Shabbat, we mark the yahrzeits of Rose Bergstein, Helen Burney, Isabel Bernstein, Loretta Cox, Beverly Goldberg, Edward LeClaire, Carl Lindquist Jr., Janice Lowen, Mamie Lowe, John Moody, Francis Rosenberg, Robert Rosengarten, Melvin Scheinker, Isidore Steinberger, Florence Yates. In addition, we remember the recent passing of Marcia Klein. To these names, if you're thinking of somebody, I invite you to share their name either out loud or in your heart so that we may remember them together. I invite you to rise if you like at this time. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'amad yivrach yiruteh ve'amlich malchuteh, v'chayachon v'yom v'chayeh d'kol Beit Yisrael, v'agala u'vizman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam omei omaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kodeshah barechu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Aseh shalom b'mrumav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May their memories forever be a blessing to us and to the entire world. I invite you to be seated. We'll join together for the words of Kiddush. If you have a Kiddush with you, I invite you to share it or to bring it forward as we say together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'rotavanu. V'shabbat kodsho ve'avav ratzon inkilanu. Zikaron l'maseh bereshit. Ki hu yom techila l'mikrei kodesh. Zecher l'tziat mitzrayim. Ki banu v'harta. Ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim. V'shabbat kodshecha be'ava uv'ratzon inchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat l'chaim. And if you have challah or bread or something, I invite you to share it as we join together in the words of Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom, everybody. May it be a Shabbat of peace and comfort, to which we say Amen. Go ahead and stop sharing and invite us to schmooze a little bit and see how everybody's doing and what's going on. But before I do that, I will say goodbye to everybody on Facebook and
Say again?
we'll see you later. If you don't forget, in 2 weeks, in 2 weeks' time is our celebration of 36 years for Temple Beth Orr. So be sure to check your emails for all of our great programming and study and services for that weekend, celebrating 36 years of TBO. And